If you're an entrepreneur, there are two types of pitch that you need. Now, of course, if you are building up your business, trying to get more clients, or looking for investments, you really need to nail your pitch. For me, a good pitch, it's one of the most, if not the most essential tools that any entrepreneur needs. Now, often when we think of pitch, we think of sort of these, what I call the circus pitch, when you are up on stage at a pitch competition, or you might think of shows like Shark Tank in the US, Dragon's Den in the UK. In French, it's called Qui veut être mon associé. It's very interesting, the difference of the names between the different cultures, but that's maybe a topic for a different video. Anyway, maybe you are not ever going to do one of these types of big circus pitches that you prepare and you put on a show. And, I feel like that is not the reality of most, let's say, us mere mortal, normal entrepreneurs. However, there are two types of pitches that we do need to master, and that is the social pitch and the planned pitch. And I'll go into, what each of these involves and also why it's important. So, first of all, the social pitch. This is really designed to spark conversations, spark ideas. The idea is you want to make people remember you. Maybe they weren't thinking about the thing that you do or the problem that you solve when they woke up that morning, but after they meet you, they're going to go to bed thinking about what you do if you get this social pitch right. Now, a social pitch, it is something that it's very concise, maybe like two sentences. You want to get a conversation started around your business or your idea. And the social pitch, it is not just saying your job title and your company when someone asks, what do you do? And that's often the response that I hear. What do you do? Oh, I'm the founder of Business English with Christina. I help companies go into the American market. Yeah, it's clear, but it's not really memorable, especially if you're at a networking event where the person that you're meeting is probably meeting hundreds of other people that same day. No, the goal of the social pitch is really to sort of plant the seed of an idea, to really get their attention, pique their interest, and get people to want to know more. You think of it as, like I said, in igniting that spark to create a lasting impression. Now, what are the elements of a winning social pitch? First of all, focus on your why. Don't just explain what you do. Explain the problem that you solve and the impact that you create, because people connect with purpose-driven ideas that really have a mission behind them. Of course, you want to be clear and concise. Aim for maybe 2 or 3 sentences, because you want to make a strong impression immediately, and that means keeping it really just short and snappy. Sparking curiosity. If you can frame your idea as a new way of thinking or doing something, but at the same time staying clear, you don't want to try to be so clever that people don't understand what you do exactly. And just let me give you a concrete example here. Let's imagine you are at a networking event and you design websites. Let's imagine someone says, hey, what do you do? Instead of saying, oh, I design websites, which, yeah, it's clear, but doesn't really stand out that much, you could say something like, my web design agency creates sites for nonfiction authors. We can turn a book into a business, and our work typically leads to more sales, consulting work, and speaking opportunities for our clients. So you can see the difference between those two answers to the question, what do you do? But in the second one, while it is memorable because it's very specific, but it's also clear. We didn't try to be creative, and clever and kind of mysterious to make people say, wait, what is that exactly? No, But we tell people, we turn a book into a business. All right, that's maybe a little interesting. But then we tell them how our work typically leads to more sales, consulting work, and speaking opportunities for our clients. So we know what the purpose is behind your work. We know what results you get, and we know who you work for, nonfiction authors. So that is just much more powerful than saying, oh, I have a web agency and we design websites. So quick note, if you want some help and if you want a lot more examples of effective, impactful social pitches, I am organizing a masterclass on this topic on Monday, May 20th. I'll put the link to sign up in the notes below this video. It's going to be quick, super practical because it's right before Viva Tech, where if you're going to be meeting a lot of people and you're going to be responding to the question, what do you do? Many, many, many times. So you may as well come and spend 30 to 45 minutes, 45 minutes. The masterclass is 45 minutes. Come and spend 45 minutes with me. We'll work on your social pitch so that you can really nail that and just get a lot more opportunities in all of that networking that you're doing at Viva Tech or in any networking situation that you go into. All right, the second type of pitch that you're going to need is your planned pitch. Now, this is really, as an entrepreneur, I call it your heavy artillery. This is where you pull out all the stops. And again, you may not be putting on a show. Maybe not up on a stage. Maybe you are just in a meeting room or even on Zoom with investors, potential partners, potential clients, doesn't matter. But the goal of this planned pitch, it's a bit longer, of course, than your social pitch. And the goal is to get your audience to take a specific action. And maybe that is investing in your company. Maybe it's becoming your next client. Maybe it's seeing and exploring how you can work together. But a great scheduled pitch should include several elements if you really want to be memorable and stand out. Now, to help you remember these elements, think of the acronym Capstone. Capstone, it's C for clarity. You want to make sure that your message is clear because if your audience can't understand and remember you, then your pitch will be a failure. That is the number one rule for an effective pitch. It's clarity. A, this is for authority. The time, the money, the attention of your audience is very valuable. So why should they listen to you? What credibility and authority do you have in your field? You want to share that with them so that they know that you're worth listening to. P in Capstone. P is for problem. So simply define what is the problem that your customers have if you are talking to a potential client, if you're talking to investors, what is the problem that exists in the world that needs solving? You're an entrepreneur, you identify problems and you find solutions. And that's what the S stands for. It's S for solution. So you're simply going to explain how your product or service solves the problem that you just described. T, this is for the why. And I had to find a way to work in the T into the acronym so it spells Capstone. So it's the why and not just why. Because Capstone, that's not a real word. So anyway, T, the why. This is why do you care enough about this problem to dedicate all of your work and your energy and your efforts to it? What is your story? In your why, you can look back in your past and there is often something in your life, something in your childhood or an incident in your adult life, doesn't matter. But what is the origin story behind what you do? Why do you do this? Sharing that can, definitely make a connection with your audience, and it can make a big difference in if they decide to follow you or not, because we connect with people's stories. So don't neglect storytelling as some kind of fluffy thing that people just do because they don't have any real substance in their pitch. No, the storytelling is what is going to make the substance of your pitch even more attractive. Now, O is for opportunity. So how can the audience get involved with you? How can they work with you? How can they invest in your program? More importantly, what will be the immediate benefit for them? Remember that your clients, what are they interested in themselves? They're not interested in you. I mean, we all like to think people are interested in us, but no, your clients, they're interested in their problem. They're interested in themselves. The investors, they're interested in making money. So what is the opportunity that you're giving them to solve their problem or to make more money? And what is the benefit for them? The N, this is for next steps. So what is the next thing that you want your audience to do after listening to this pitch? Is this to buy your product? Is it to sign a contract to work with you? Is it to just maybe join a wait list because you are in the process of building your service or your product? It doesn't exist yet, but you want people on your wait list. Do you want them to invest in your company? In the next step, you want to say clearly what people are able to do with you and how they can take the next step. And that is not just, if you have questions, come and see me. You really want to be very precise with that. And then finally, E, this is for the essence and the emotion that you want to leave your audience with. So very often, what I see in pitches is they'll just kind of kill all of the energy that they've built up because they end their pitch with, if you have any questions, come and see me. Let's book an appointment to talk about it. It's just kind of, there's no real energy there. It's very practical and it's very logistical, but you don't want to leave your audience with that. You want to leave them with some emotion. And the end of your pitch, this is a powerful moment. You can use this moment to inspire the feeling that you want to leave your audience with. So instead of saying, let's imagine that and this is a client I worked with recently, you have a product that purifies air in hospitals so that people can breathe, people with respiratory diseases breathe more easily, for example. And you could say, this is your chance to contribute to a cleaner world, cleaner air, helping babies come into the world and breathe healthily. Something like that. That's very improvised. But ending your pitch in this sort of way with that strong emotion and that strong message is much more powerful than just, if you're interested in investing in our company, come and see me after the pitch. So if you do your work on these two types of pitches, you will be able to persuade more people more easily to do business with you. And I'm not saying that this is easy and it's not a one and done exercise, meaning it's not because you work on it one time that you have it perfect. But if you sit down and you do the work on these two types of pitches, and then you go out into the real world and you practice them and you use them, already you're going to see an impact based on, compared to probably the way that you're pitching already. And then just by practicing and using it out in the real world, each time you're going to be able to improve it, to iterate, and really go from that social pitch to your planned pitch to signing that contract and growing your business. And if you need help with either of these, let's talk about it. I will put the link down below if you would like to book a diagnostic with me and we can discuss it. And like I said, coming up on May 20th, I am giving a free masterclass on this, how to answer what do you do with a game-changing social pitch. That masterclass is totally free. It's going to last about 45 minutes. And if you want all the details, you want to save your spot, I will put the link to that below this video. All right, so that's it for today. Go out, pitch, grow your business, and I will see you in that masterclass.